Oregon, a land of adventure and awe.
That was a great take.
A treasure, majestic and hidden. A state that calls out for exploration and experience. The journey of discovery begins now. From KGW, this is Grants Getaways.
Hi there, I'm Grant McComey, your host and outdoor reporter for KGW's Grants Getaways, where each week we explore Oregon's people, places, and outdoor adventures. You know, most news reporters that I know are like stones skipping across the surface of a pond that is moving from story to story each day of the week. While I, on the other hand, have gotten myself good and wet, thoroughly immersed in some timely issue, some fascinating people, exciting outdoor adventures. I have also traveled from corner to corner, thousands of miles, and here is a little secret: I have loved every minute of it. Part of the pleasure I enjoy is the opportunity to bring those stories to you. And this week on Grants Getaways, we visit Eastern Oregon's snowy Shangri-La at Anthony Lakes for some of the finest powder skiing in the state, and a wildlife tour with an artist who makes the most of his time with Rocky Mountain elk at the Elkhorn Wildlife Area. And winter can turn from snowy sublime to downright dangerous in a heartbeat, so we join experts who teach us how to stay safe and survive a bad situation. We also join members from the oldest snowmobile club in Oregon for a speedy tour across the Cascade Mountains. And we visit a place where the ducks are always at hand because they are made by hand, carvers who are among the best in the state. But first, a century-old catastrophic fire provides the backdrop for a new tourist draw along Astoria's waterfront. Astoria's early days come alive when you step aboard Old 300. For just $1, enjoy a 3-mile out and back along the town's waterfront. Sort of trip that puts you in touch with history. A century ago, this building between 3rd and 4th made history when a gigantic fire tore through Oregon's oldest city. It was nicknamed the Big Fire of 1922.
Gets under the dock and then it starts burning and then it spreads. It's just like building a campfire. They wiped all the businesses out, the banks, the infrastructure.
The fire jumped from building to building, and in hours, entire blocks turned to ash. The Big Fire consumed 30 blocks of Astoria's business district, displaced 3,000 people until it reached this building.
The city was built over water and everything was wood except for like this building. So it didn't really affect this building.
Lifelong Astorian Steve Fick admired the wharf and warehouse brick building for its endurance and its lasting mark on Oregon history. Built in 1892, it is the state's oldest riverfront warehouse. So he bought the building, and he's giving it new life. Fresh-cut timber and myrtle wood tables, copper sheeting for interior walls.
You don't see myrtle wood tables like that everywhere, do you? And it's all got to do with the Oregon coast. It's all nautical. It's all part of the identity of the community.
He hired an artist to capture a time before outboards, when fishermen rowed boats to catch giant Columbia River salmon called June hogs.
It's a guy that's working with his hands. Those are huge fish, so I've never seen one of those fish. They don't exist. So to me, it's a powerful image in that way. He's holding what might as well be dinosaurs, you know?
It's all homage to the brick building's ties with salmon fishing, back when salmon canneries were king, and the warehouse stored all the tin used to make the cans filled with fish and shipped around the world. These days, the centerpiece of Pacific Distillery harkens to a time when alcohol production was commonplace.
Okay, well, we're putting the mash in the tank so that we can get her heated up and start making some whiskey. This is a corn rye mash, 80 corn, 20 malted rye.
A copper still produces bottles of whiskey, gin, and vodka. A kitchen produces menu staples including shrimp and crab and chowder, and the diners feel right at home.
I think if they had these little nice trays with the salmon and the chowder, they've had a hit.
The chowder was the best I've ever had. It is the best. It was the best I have ever had. I could have had more.
You're in a historic building. It's creating its own unique wares. And when you come in here, you can ask questions and you can learn something about the history of Astoria. And that's the big part.
Built on the ground where the river meets the shore, the lasting qualities of the old brick building offer new life that make Pacific Distillery worth a visit.
That's what we are. We're a nautical timber community. That's where our past is, hopefully where our future goes.
Stay with us. We visit Eastern Oregon's snowy Shangri-La and Anthony Lakes for some of the finest powder skiing in the state when Grants Getaways continues. When you drive west from fog-shrouded Baker Valley and head into the Elkhorn Range of the Blue Mountains, the sun breaks through, the air seems cleaner, and you leave all your troubles behind as you reach a snowy Shangri-La called Anthony Lakes Mountain Resort.
You know, we're really small. We have our small local communities here that are very supportive of what we're doing. It's pretty neat. A lot of people can come up here and their kids can just go and play, and it all funnels back to the same place.
Kim Metland, a ski patrol member and longtime area resident, there he is back in the 60s, can tell you much about Anthony Lake's early days, when local ranchers like Claude Anson and Willie Hammond had a need for speed on the snowy slopes.
In the winter, they'd get up at dawn, they'd go feed their cows, and they'd have nothing really to do for the rest of the day. A bunch of them got together, got some of the town folks together, formed a corporation, and put in the lifts. This is their home. It has been since they were wee-high. And they'll do anything to keep this running as a family area.
Anthony Lake's opened for business in the early 60s with a rope tow and a pommel lift. The one and only chairlift was installed in the late 60s. A day-use lodge followed, and today it offers all the comforts across 1,100 acres of snowy playground that's unlike any you've ever seen. But it's the down-home feeling and friendly smiles that keeps folks coming back for more.
You can't replace the down-home feel. Everyone's friendly, everyone knows each other.
Because I love the area. I mean, look around you. We have the Elkhorns, and they are beautiful. You can pop this mountain, come back for another one. You can do close to 30,000 feet a day here. We have powder more than any other mountain in Oregon. Cold, dry, fluffy, good stuff.
Here's a unique wildlife moment with an artist who makes the most of his time with Rocky Mountain elk at the Elkhorn Wildlife Area on an outdoor tip of the week. The snow falls heavy and the powder runs deep as the temperature hovers near 20 in Baker County. Ed Miguez and his crew call it another day at the best office in Oregon, the 12,000-acre Elkhorn Wildlife Area near North Powder.
Quite a bunch of them's coming in from off the sagebrush. We'll have somewhere between 100 and 200 deer.
Not just deer, but Rocky Mountain elk herds get a daily ration of alfalfa to keep them in the timber rather than valley ranch lands. Here is your chance to see them, the Anthony Creek Feeding Station at the John McKean Memorial.
Quite an opportunity.
Nearby, wildlife artist Paul Holscher is giddy as a school kid.
The coats are beautiful and there's no effort there at all.
He's sketching models for his next painting.
Well, I see you've got them in just about every possible position.
Yeah.
Here. That big bull, too.
Yes, he did a nice little cheesecake pose just for a second there.
Holscher says it's rare to get so close to so many elk, yet he loves each minute of it.
very valuable experience for somebody who likes animals and likes to make art of animals.
That much is certain for the Minnesota native who made Baker City his home a dozen years ago.
Enjoyed drawing as long as I can remember, at a very early age.
Paul discovered his artistic gift as a child. College provided formal training. Now he is among the region's best at capturing Oregon wildlife with a brush, paint, and canvas.
It's very moving, and it seems like something should be done so that it doesn't just pass without some recognition.
Holscher is a big believer that nature is inspiring, and the days he spends in the field are full of promise and cherished.
It's thrilling, it's breathtaking. When people come looking for wildlife inspiration, I think most of the people are pretty awestruck at what Oregon has to offer. It is a very special state.
Stay with us. Winter can turn from snowy sublime to downright dangerous in a heartbeat. We join experts who teach us how to stay safe and survive a bad situation when Grants Getaways continues.
The rule of threes are 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food.
Jim Peters is a survival pro, a search and rescue volunteer for nearly 25 years. He's hiked thousands of miles to rescue hundreds of people who had one thing in common. They forgot to ask, what if?
What if I twist my ankle, or what if I have to stay out overnight? Yeah, maybe I should have a shelter or a way of making a little fire or warming up some water.
Peters says the answers demand preparation for the worst that Mother Nature serves up, even if it's just family fun in the snow. For example, would you know how to seek simple shelter?
There's just a natural little cave in there.
Dig out.
And you can crawl right in there, and you could probably almost sleep in it just the way it is.
Peters says a tree well with branches bent low can keep out overhead snow and protect from energy-sapping winds.
This is going to keep me from getting wet. You know, if there's a little bit of wind that does come through here, this will help block it.
The right clothing is critical too. Never wear cotton, but choose a base layer of polypro or other synthetics because
it takes the moisture away from your skin and brings it out. And then it brings it out into your insulating layer. It's going to be thick and bulky like fleece is.
And don't forget a hat. If your head's left uncovered, up to half your body heat can escape. Here's another useful tip. Bright colored flagging, a great signal when tied outside your home in the trees. Attention to preparation equals energy conservation. Sharon Ward is another search and rescue volunteer. She partners with her dog, Seeker, to find people lost in the outdoors.
Often we get people who have gone out for a fun day in the woods with their vehicles, drive on a road not so unlike this, and a foot or 2 feet of snow come down, and they can't drive out.
Ward is a big believer in carrying essentials to help you make it through a night or two.
Water, I have nuts and raisins and high energy food.
A whistle to signal for help, a light, and don't forget spare batteries, a knife, some heat, and a first aid kit. All of this is small, lightweight, and affordable to assemble.
You can put in a little fanny pack, keep it in your car, and take it along. You'll be well on the way of being able to survive your time.
Time to bundle up against the cold and join the oldest snowmobile club in the state for a unique Cascade Mountain tour.
Travel a whole lot more area, get into the back country. You can go out 30, 50 miles from the snow park, not see a single person all day. Oregon at its finest.
Kirk Snyder is a veteran Oregon snowmobiler.
Brakes on your left, gas is on your right. They all have a kill switch.
He says it's ease of access into snow country that draws his family to the Oregon Cascade Mountains.
It's there to protect you. You happen to fall off, run up next to a tree, wear them and be safe.
His kids don't ride without helmets, and each carries critical safety gear, including extra food, clothing, and fuel.
Things happen, so you've got to be ready for it. Hey, we might spend the night in the snow.
The Mount Hood Snowmobile Club is one of 26 statewide chapters, oldest in Oregon, too. Their weekend rides can reach across the Cascades toward Mount Jefferson and the Santiam Basin.
And that's what I like to do, is long rides. You just get to have fun with other people. That's the best part of this sport.
Fell in love with it first time.
Loved it. Yep. Absolutely loved it.
Ryan and Susan Robinson fell in love with the solitude that comes in remote areas with few folks around. Now they bring their sons, Dylan and Trevor. Each went through a safety class and passed a test, earned their entry into the sport.
Snowmobiling is amazing. There is no other feeling that I can describe. It's a pure adrenaline rush.
You get to meet all sorts of people and you have fun along the way.
Ryan adds, getting started is easy too.
Maybe renting at first, just one sled for one day, just to kind of get a feel for it and see if you're going to like it and the family's going to like it. Seeing if everybody likes the snow, the weather, you know, just riding around. I mean, we fell in love with it right from the get-go, and we met some great people up here snowmobiling. So that's been a big plus for us.
All of our trails are dual use, so they're open for cross-country skiers to snowmobilers, so motorized, non-motorized. If you're meeting them face on, you're slowing down, move to the right, give everybody ample room.
Maybe it's opening up Oregon to you in a new way?
Definitely has.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like no other feeling you'll ever have
Fresh
when
powder.
you are
Fresh powder.
snowmobiling through 2-3 feet of fresh powder, and it's just coming over the snowmobile. It's like winter heaven. And there's so many other lakes you can ride to that we haven't even explored yet. It's
Body
amazing.
Meadows.
There's so much to see.
When we're done for the year, you don't ever know where we've been. The saying from OSSA is, snowmobilers leave no tracks.
It's just so fun.
Stay with us. We visit a place where the ducks are always at hand because they are made by hand. Carvers who are among the best in the state. When Grants Getaways continues. If a region's wealth can be measured by its wildness, Oregon is one of the richest places around.
I enjoy going in waterfowl season down here at the local island and just driving along the road and identifying them and just how beautiful they are.
Astorian Rick Pass has enjoyed the waterfowl world since a boy. He even captured local ducks with his camera.
They're just beautiful. We go down here and here they are swimming around. There's a cinnamon teal, green-winged teal, mallard. Isn't it amazing how far those birds actually fly? And I can't tell you the thousands of miles. What a journey that is.
The retired school superintendent has been on a new journey the past 20 years.
I'm going to cut out the top view, the decoy on the bandsaw, and then we're going to turn it to the side and we'll cut out a side view. And then what will end up is a three-dimensional decoy that we're ready to start carving on.
He creates nature's creatures from a block of wood, ducks, geese, and other waterfowl that recall youthful outdoor adventures with his dad from 6 decades ago.
Started young, just something about being with Dad, being out on the water, treasured memories that I'll have forever.
These days, he tries to imagine the wildlife in a woodblock called tupelo, a prized softwood that carvers prefer, but where one mistake can really cost you.
That's my middle name, is mistakes. Mistakes never end. And in fact, every time we make a mistake, we learn from it. And so hopefully the next bird we do is a better bird than this one.
Rick's wood decoys are among the best in the region, and he loves to show off his work at carving competitions.
Mac, you ready to do some painting?
Rick's not alone. His good friend Mac Brown was bit by the carving bug a decade ago.
There's nothing that I would rather do.
Now the two compete at decoy art shows across the country.
I like to carve, and Rick is the same way. My retirement hobby, so to speak, is doing these birds.
Brown's carvings are whimsical efforts called chunkies, carvings that just make you feel good.
This is a caricature, I guess you would say. This is not a subtle robin. Kids like them. They just have so much fun with them.
Grandkids Bennett, Blair, and Bryn are just getting started.
Put just a little bit right there.
And that's the beauty of the craft, insists their granddad, Rick. Anyone can learn at any age and discover the wonder of wildlife from a block of wood.
That's the key there. It's the best that I can do. It may not be the best at the show, but that's a winner for me.
We have all the details, directions, and the contact information for all the stories in this week's show on the KGW website, so be sure to check it out. Finally, it's always been my hope that Grants Getaways helps people smile and swell a bit with pride for all there is to see and do in Oregon. For gosh sakes, why live here if you don't go searching for those singular moments that set Oregon apart from just about everywhere else? So get out here and explore the Oregon outdoors and let KGW's Grants Getaways be your guide. For KGW and Grants Getaways, I'm Grant McComb.
Grants Getaways on KGW is sponsored by Bellbuoy of Seaside, England Marine and Industrial Supply, and Fishhawk Fisheries.